All right, we want to talk about coming out for a moment. We want to show you something that happened just Tuesday night on Big Brother. Watch this.
I do have an issue, for whatever reason, of saying a word, but I understand that when I say what I'm about to say, obviously, your reaction is all going to be a little bit different, and there's no right or wrong reaction. I don't mind how you react to this. It's a difficult situation. And I can't actually say the word because I don't know why, I just can't bring myself to do it.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you?
And I just hope you will sort of think of me the same way.
Can I ask you?
Yeah, please.
Cameron, are you gay?
Yes. It's going to be okay. I'm sorry for making the scene.
Cameron, Carly! Oh, bless him!
I'm so proud of you, Cam.
Yeah.
Welcome, my homosexual friend. We love you, boy. You know it.
Oh, we do.
We love you so, so much.
Yeah.
Just yes!
That was amazing, and you should be proud.
Yeah!
All right. So it's great. It really is a beautiful moment. It's 2018, and the question is, why is it still so hard to come out? Why?
Well, I mean, okay, so 20 years ago, Matthew Shepard, 20 years ago this month, Matthew Shepard was killed. We have come a long way. We have come a long way, but we still have miles to go before we sleep. Just this year alone, I don't know if you guys remember this, but this year alone, Gay Pride Miami Beach made headlines because 2 gay men were beat up by 4 guys. And there are a lot of people that, older gay men and women, that still don't feel like they can come out. So even though it's 2018, it's hard to wrap our minds around the fact that, my God, it's 2018 and you still have the ignorance that you found in 1980, even back to the 1960s. So we've come a long way. Let's celebrate that. But let's realize that we can't just sit on our haunches. We still have to keep moving forward.
Even on this block, the gayest block in America, there are people regularly that I see on Facebook, friends of mine, that are beaten, that are attacked just for being gay and walking down this street, right outside this door. It happens more frequently, and I'm sure even more so in the rest of the country, than is reported upon. It is not a small thing.
And I think if we look at the teen suicide, that it's still very, very real in our families, that when we grow up, in a family, there's a pecking order, there's jobs, there's what your role is. And you're shamed in many ways because you don't fit.
It's an interesting observation. You're talking about teens and suicide and shaming, but you didn't come out until your 50s. How come?
Part of it was shaming, living a standard. At 16, honestly, at 16, I almost committed suicide because I was so different.
You knew you were gay at 16 and thought about suicide.
Yes. I at least knew that I was so different from the rest of my family and I did not fit in the mold and they did not treat me the same. And I could not convey to them how I felt.
So that means, in terms of what you said, you spent almost 40 more years from that moment hiding deeper and deeper and deeper.
Conforming to what the family thought my life was supposed to be and what was success.
You provide an exclamation point of why that video is so incredibly beautiful. Because don't you wish you would have had that moment?
I do. And I after I came out to my whole family, a week later, I had a nephew call me and cry and come out to me on the phone. And he had been living with a guy for 3 years. And 2 years later, he was able to marry his partner. And then my sister, who has 6, right? My sister, who has 6, her youngest son at the age of 18 as a senior in high school, came out. And she said, "Aren't you angry?" I said, "No, Amy, I am just so excited that at 18, he can take on and own and be authentic in his own truth and in his life now, not 50 years later."
Joe, I have to tell you, we start the show off by what happened in coming out with pride. Today is Coming Out Day. We start with what happened in Orlando and where this show was and how you're not allowed to be there. I just want to make the point that even if I or other people do not agree with your point of view in terms of your politics, you're still a human in our gay community, and you totally deserve respect.
Or a human at all.
And human, period. And I think it is so interesting that really one of the beautiful things of this coming out day in America is that a leather pup and an older gay guy that's always been out and a trans community activist and a black DJ drag queen all stand up for the log cabin Republican that you have as voice. I think that's beautiful. Other things that we want to talk about in trouble coming out.
Well, I'd like to chime in. My partner, as I mentioned earlier, is bisexual, and he has not really had to approach the conversation with his family. He is 40-something, and has just now, actually just a couple months ago, since dating me and since we got serious, came out to his family, who is Southern Baptist and very
awesome.
not for it. A lot of them are not for it. And he received a whole lot of pushback. And it was really interesting to me, as someone who has had to come out many times to many people and still does, to be on the other side of that and watch that happen. I went through my big coming out as a teen, and he was just going through it now and dealing with the same pushback, if not more. So yeah, that was eye-opening for sure.
My husband still hasn't come out to his family.
Really?
Yeah. And I feel, I've never.
And they know about you?
No, they don't even know I exist. Of course not.
How long have y'all been together?
15 years. So I feel very. Thank you. I feel very sad for the fact that he feels he cannot. I don't fault him for not coming out, because everybody comes out to whoever they want to come out to in their own time, in their own way, and they should be given that. That's their story, that is theirs. But the fact that he still feels that he cannot is what saddens me. So when I say we have miles to go before we sleep, I mean, I would love a world where that is not an issue at all. That, to me, would be the utopian world.
That's really beautifully said. And I want to close the segment on this issue of Big Brother and that beautiful scene about coming out to say one more time, today is National Coming Out Day. And if you hear our voice, if you hear any of these voices, really beautiful stories relating to coming out and how difficult it still is, we want to say to people that might be listening to our voices that haven't, it's really important that you do. You want to be able to live an authentic life. I'm sure Joe would say, as he eloquently actually already said, 40 more years of having to endure what he endured. Your partner enduring what he has to endure. We encourage you, find friends, find family members. You are not alone, and National Coming Out Day is for you. And we really encourage you.
You'll be surprised where you find support too.
Yes,
We are
exactly.
all here for you.
Yes.